Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Five Hole Fantasy Hockey Podcast. We are your top line. We're your hosts for this evening, TJ, Zach, and Raj. What is up, boys?
Hey.
Well, we said we were going to go tomorrow, and it's what, 5 days later?
I'm trying to figure out what year this beer is from.
That's never the question you want to be asking yourself before you open a beer.
No, I'm not going to open it. This is
Good.
this is my special beer. It's a Flyers beer. But I've had it for a long time, obviously. I wonder what it tastes like.
Blue Light?
John Tortorella.
Rabat Brew.
Oh,
well, anyway, guys,
beer?
we're finishing up the 32 team vibe check. Last time Zach and I went for 32 team vibe check, I was pounding Red Bulls nonstop. I was up till 5 a.m. Did like 3 days worth of damage to my sleep schedule, and just Wednesday I had a trip that was supposed to be a 31-hour layover in Columbus and got so fucked up and actually made my sleep schedule worse. So I'm fading. If I'm low energy tonight, forgive me. I'm going to pour a bunch of bourbon on top of it and hopefully fix that. But we're Five Hole Fantasy. Check us out on YouTube. We are streaming live for this one. We're going to be doing mock drafts all summer long. You guys are welcome to join the Discord. Get in on that. I put out some mock draft stuff on Twitter. Some guy was like, brother, it's July. And now everybody's doing mock drafts. So, hey, I think we were just ahead of.
It's not like
ahead of
anyone
the curve
to
on
copy
that one.
our style.
Happened already. A
No,
ton of
nobody-
drafts happened already.
Careful, Raj. Careful. Don't need your text messages blowing up or anything. Check us out on Twitter, FHF Hockey, and like I said, hop in the Fantasy Hockey Discord. Follow along with the content, all that stuff, and get in on the conversation. Almost 2,000. What are we? 3,000 people? I forget what number we're at. There's a lot of people in there, man. Come hang out with the D-Gens. We left off on the Los Angeles Kings, a team I'm not optimistic about next year, and Vladislav Gavrikov's out. Jordan Spence goes to Ottawa. Gavrikov and New York Rangers. They got rid of two of kind of their defensive stalwarts and replaced them with Cody Ceci and Brian Dumoulin. They also added Joel Armia, Corey Perry, Anton Ford. Just a nightmare offseason for this team. They got older. They got worse. And a lot of it has to do with the defense. And I don't like what that means for Darcy Kemper. So Darcy Kemper was kind of like not like a sleeper, but definitely a value goalie last year. Drafted him late, provided immense value. I think we call that fading goalies. But what do you guys think is up with the Los Angeles Kings coming up this year? I mean, it's contract year for both Kempe and Kopitar. GM just came out and said that they are not going to. Well, it's not optimistic that they're going to be signing Kopitar this offseason. So we're going to be running dry on Adrian Kempe and Anze Kopitar, but they're going for a payday. We know how we like those contract years. Zach, what do you think about the Los Angeles Kings, man? What's your vibe on this team?
It's going to be weird not having Kopi there, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, he's
it
old,
just
brother.
It just feels,
You know?
Yeah, I know, but it just feels weird. He's been a mainstay.
He's been there forever.
For so long that it's gonna feel odd.
You know what? I was at Rita's with the family, and there was a little kid wearing a Claude Giroux jersey, and I had a bit of a moment. And I think the LA Kings, they're going to survive. You know, if Kopitar walks, they'll survive.
Well, of course, they're still gonna be a team.
They are. I'm really, really excited about Kuzmenko.
Yeah, I gotta love those tip-in goals, man. He was fantastic on the power play. I'm actually whipping up this. You guys were chirping me, Raj, in the host Discord about this fucking massive Google Sheet nerd project that I'm working on. But Kuzmenko was one of the better second half players last year, and a lot of it had to do with his power play performance.
Well, he's the kind of player who has to play on the top line, and then he's great. And he got like 17 points in the last 15 games in LA once they put him on the top line. Like he has when he got into trouble when he was in Vancouver was when they were like, can you just pretend you're Connor Garland for a bit? And that's not how he's going to play. Like if he stays on the top line, which I'm pretty sure he's gonna, He slotted in for the power play. He's the one guy where I bet you can get in like the last round of your draft, and he's going to get like 65 points.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know where
I field up.
We've got like 10 mock drafts under our belt, so I wonder what his ADP is looking like so far.
I haven't looked at any of it yet, but I'm excited to get into mock drafts, even
Hell
though
yeah,
it's
brother.
July.
So does that move Byfield
Everybody's
up
doing
then?
it. Yeah, I like what it means for Byfield. You know, if things are looking down on the Kopitar front in terms of like re-signing, then they kind of have to force, you know, their hand is forced a little bit to get Byfield ready for 1C duties. And that can happen as soon as this year. I mean, he has been gradually getting better. And I don't know. I feel like he's on the verge of being able to handle those types of deployments.
Super healthy the last 2 years too.
He'll be all right, man. I think Byfield, Kuzmenko, in terms of like value players, like obviously Kempe is probably one of the ones that you're going to be gunning for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I love Byfield as a kind of late round pick.
Yeah.
Mid round pick probably at this rate. I'm gonna look up Kuzmenko. I want to see what his second half split looked like. Points production, 10 in the first half, 31 games, 35 games, 27 points. So 170% increase in his second half.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, he's
Pretty
like I said,
fucking good.
He just got put onto the top line, and Kopitar is old, but he knows how to set guys up, and he's as solid as shit. So if he's there, it's killer.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I think he'll probably be on that top power play again. Brant Clark, man, is he still our power play one? I mean, Jordan Spence is out, so he was a long shot behind Doughty and everything, but right now it's between Doughty and Brant Clark. We saw a lack of trust with Brant Clark going into the playoffs. Got off the top power play as the season kind of waned down. Do you think it goes back to Doughty?
It always goes back to Doughty, doesn't it? They'll try other stuff, but they definitely know what they have in Doughty. He's had a good establishing run here. They know what they have, and they know he's always going to be fine. So,
Zach, what do you think, man? Like, all they did this offseason is added a bunch of veterans. They have a great pipeline, and it's almost like the split between old and new guard. The disparity is just huge between them. So I don't know if like they kind of have to start making the kids get more responsibility as the landscape of the Los Angeles Kings change. So I don't know. What do you think? Like, do they stick with Clark? Do they give the young guys more time?
They had to last year because Doughty was hurt. So, they had no choice but to have Clark there. So with him being back in the mix, because usually he's a pretty healthy guy, a bunch in his career, he's played, 80, 81, 82 games, like a ton of years, considering the fact that he's been in the league for, 20 years almost now? Like how many years has he actually been in the league?
A lot.
It was 2008, 2009. That's a lot.
Do you want to know how tired I am? I just put Doughty face off. I was trying to go to daily face off to see what
he has. I guarantee he has horrible face off percentage.
No, for sure.
However, in all honesty, like he is a player that I've always kind of drafted on a lot of my teams in the past.
Not great at everything.
Yeah. But it's not like I draft him as my number one stud defenseman for my team ever. But like, is he a great guy to have as your number 3 or number 4 defenseman? Abso-fucking-lutely. So like, I'm still interested in Doughty, and I think that they're gonna give him the nod on the power play at least to start out the year and see how things go. That's my guess.
Well, Daily Faceoff's got a 5 forward power play right now. So.
That's horseshit. Yeah. That's horseshit.
It's a pretty good looking 5 forward power play. Actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got the triggers, Fiala, Kempe, Byfield, Kopitar, Kuzmenko. That's a lot of Ks. Fuck.
There's no need for Kopitar to be on there. Like, you're right about him getting
Face-offs.
old.
But I also think
You can
he's
have
got the
Byfield for that.
vision, man. Like he's been doing it
Yeah.
for so long. Like it's not even skill anymore. It's second nature. It's instinct. It's just part of him.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any situation, like any scenario where he's not on the top power play.
No.
Yeah, I mean, look at the guys who they have on number 2.
I bumped him off there. I put Byfield there. That's just
well, if you're gonna bump anybody off, it's gonna be for one of the defensemen. So, and I think Kopitar, isn't he like a Selke, not like a contender or a favorite or anything, but he's definitely he's got
always in the mix.
Yeah, he's a defensive presence for sure. Fiala, he'll never play a minute of defense in his entire life. Kuzmenko, same deal. Byfield, I don't know. And
that's not what your first power play is out there to do.
That's I mean, you play a minute and a half,
and
then
you
you
play defense.
Go out in the other 30 seconds. That's why you got 2 defensemen on the second power play unit, because you're probably going to run down the clock. Darcy Kemper. I want to know what you guys feel about that. And just, I mean, the team got older. You swap out Gavrikov, who's doesn't get the credit he deserves for his defensive, his presence and what he does defensively. Vladdy Gavs. I don't like it for Kemper. I don't think it's going to be a huge dip or anything, but he's going to get games.
Yeah, he's going to get the games. Yeah. It's not like, don't get me wrong, Anton Forsberg is a great backup goalie. He's somebody I would for sure not have a problem with having him as my backup goalie.
Serviceable.
But he's not going to accurate. Yeah, he's not going to contend for starts though.
Absolutely.
So I think we have a for sure going to be the workhorse there.
Yes. Yeah, and that, I mean, you do the math on any projections and anything. Games played is the number 1 indicator of a good season out of a goalie. Like, you got to be out there. So Kemper, he's still going to give you value, but those rate stats, the quantity is going to be there. The quality might dip down a little bit in terms of how much he's going to give up. Again,
I mean, it was
CC and
Doughty and Kopitar were getting older, and getting guys like Fiala and Kuzmenko in there.
That's another thing. I mean, Zach,
it might be exciting, but it's going to be exciting and probably bad for goalies kind of way.
Something you said on Doughty, mostly being healthy throughout his career. I mean, he is getting older, brother. So,
still, 2 of the last 3 years, he played 81 or 82 games. This past season was the only one that he was out for a bunch of games.
Yeah, he's got a bit of that Ovechkin in him. Byfield, I'm a big fan of what he's going to be able to do breakout wise, and I think
I like him.
Oh yeah, I think that's it on the Los Angeles Kings. Minnesota Wild, next team up. Not a ton to talk about here, in terms of like what. There's just, I mean, they're a fun team, greatest jerseys in the NHL. I'm going to stand by that until the day I die. But they're a boring team, man. They're boring. Like they're finally out of the Suter, Zach Parise buyout hell. And what do? They go out and get Vladimir Tarasenko, and kind of they call it a day. Like, what else did they do? They didn't really do too much. They acquired Tarasenko from Detroit, and I think that was future considerations. They literally gave up nothing. They added a proven scorer, sure, but he's probably going to be playing on your third line. He's no cost and fills out your bottom 6. So I don't think there's a bunch of like fantasy relevance there. I think one thing that we could turn into a talking point here is, Fleury's retired. So number 1, we're going to see Jesper Wallstedt, and 2, we're probably going to see the Gus Bus as close to a volume starter as he's ever been. I think he's probably going to be the workhorse there, which could be great, and it could also expose some cracks in his armor. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, Zach, do you have anything to pull out of the Minnesota Wild? Like, it's not an exciting team. I think Boldy's going to be great. Kaprizov's going to be great. Same old, whatever.
I love Gustafsson, which you already knew. Yeah. I think he had a pretty darn good year last year, from what I recall. I think he had a great save percentage. I love their young guys, which you also know. Boldy, Rossi. We're going to see Yurov. I think that there's some good things here. You know, you still have
Yeah.
Matsu Carello, Jeek, Kaprizov. Like there's players on this team. I think that everybody seems to hate on the Wild. I love the Wild.
They're just blah.
I like their team.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Don't care. I like them.
I guess one thing we could talk about is, Brock Faber had a shot, like, his spotlight on the top power play, but Zeev Boyum comes in and he's kind of built for it. So I wonder if think back as hard as you can, man. Like, when was the last time the Minnesota Wild had a true power play quarterback that meant something? It's always like, yeah, I mean, it's Jared Spurgeon, but he's on the waiver
Jared
wire
Spurgeon
for a
back in the
reason.
day.
It's
Yeah.
Spurgeon, it was Faber, it was fucking Kalen Addison for a minute. And then, like, I think it was
nothing.
It hasn't been much. I think Suter was there for a minute. I can't remember one ever, like, really, being good. And we don't know what it's going to be for Boyum, but we can hope. And I think that's all we have right now. But I do think he probably gets run on that top power play.
I still say I'm here for the Wild. You got Carson Lambos coming up. They have so many young guys and such a great farm
Judd
system.
Brackett does fantastic work as the lead draft scout over there, man. Marco Rossi, Matt Boldy, Liam Ogren, Danil Yurov. I think they got rid of Kushnedinov. He's in Boston now. But they've just done fantastic work drafting.
And finally, a lot of these young guys are going to be getting real ice this year. They're going to get some serious ice time.
I just wish they would have weaponized that cap space that they have now that all that money's off the books, man. Like, you really could have done some damage. Minnesota Wild, they have $14 million in cap space right now. I'm not sure what they have to do. RFA, they have Marco Rossi to pay. He's not getting $14 million a year, so you definitely could have went out and got somebody.
No, but I bet
John Merrill.
They've been trying to move Rossi all summer.
Yeah, your Canucks are up there in the rumor mill, aren't they?
Yeah. They for whatever reason they don't like him, right? Like, if you look at his time on ice, the last 10 games, he was averaging 13 minutes.
Yeah.
They put him on. He was down to the fourth line. He had like no points, obviously, because you're on the fourth line playing no time. But overall, he had a decent season. He had 25 goals, I think. So he's a guy where, yeah, and they don't like him for whatever reason.
Well, I know what it is.
In the playoffs, he was on the fourth line, right?
I guess the expectations never hit, but after COVID, man, he had myocarditis, and that set him back in a big fucking way. He lost an entire year of development. Didn't spend any time on the ice. It's a life-threatening disease. So that major speed bump in his development kind of just set him back. And I think Marco Rossi would be maybe the best buy low candidate in the NHL if GMs are out there hunting for something. I don't think Rutherford's the guy. He's making all these weird fucking trades. Dakota Joshua.
I think a big part of it. I think a big part of it with Rossi last year was he gave the puck away a ton. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, as much as Jaeger out there scoring goals and everything, which is great, I still love Marco Rossi. Not going to change that. He still had a great shooting percentage, but he did give the puck away a lot. And let's be honest, hockey coaches aren't going to like that. So he can come to fucking Philly.
He can come to Philly. He can hang out with Zegras and Mishkov.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that one hit the bag. Cheers.
Whew.
Thanks, Mr. Isom. All right. You guys got anything else on the Minnesota Wild? I think I don't think there's a ton going on there. Pretty much status quo.
I'm in. Nobody else is.
Montreal Canadiens, a lot to be excited about, a lot to talk about. Noah Dobson comes in from the Islanders. They also acquired Zachary Bolduc from the St. Louis Blues for defenseman Logan Mailloux, and they were smart about the way that they made these trades because two lefties, two righties coming up in the system. You have I forget the guy's name, but you do have guys like Ryan Bacher, Arbor, Jacki. fuck, it's really going to bother me that I can't remember the other guy. Some Ungerberg or something, like Swedish motherfucker. But now you got Dobson. You obviously have Hudson that's there. You got and Matheson. So you're kind of
Jaden
set.
Struble?
No, Struble, and there was somebody else too. I wrote about it in my last Eastern Edge. Yeah, but they had a plethora of defensemen, so they moved one and they picked up Zachary Bolduc, a kind of sneaky goal scorer who's going to shore up and kind of like also grow up with all the rest of the young talent that they have. Demidov, Caulfield, Suzuki. Like this team's going to be scary.
Trade Noah Dobson. I'm trying to trade Noah Dobson in the one league I'm in with Timmy. Noah Dobson gets paid too much money. I'm trying to shed some cap space.
Oh yeah.
I want Layden Hudson, but that ain't gonna fucking happen.
Right, dude. Yeah, right.
Good luck.
Yeah, right.
That ain't gonna happen. It's a $7 million difference.
So let's start there with Dobson and Layden Hudson. I think Hudson. This is my personal opinion. I'm not trying to sway the jury or anything, but I think Hudson easily keeps the top power play. I don't think there's anything that could really sway me another way. Like when I was doing the comparison between his rookie season and Cale Makar's rookie season, and then you also factor in the fact that Cale Makar had Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, and Layden Hudson was like 7% shy of what Cale Makar was able to do with good players, but not a McKinnon.
And Suzuki. No.
Yeah, Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky. So I'm just really impressed by what Layden Hudson's been able to put together. I think there's a huge future that's there. The only way Noah Dobson gets on that top power play is if they go 2D on the top power play, which doesn't make a ton of sense. But you also have Matheson who can run the second power play. And again, we come back to it's better to have two defensemen on your second power play for when the 2 minutes runs out. Now, what is the likelihood from you guys? Give me a percentage value between 100, he'll be on the top power play, and 0, he's on the second power play, of where your confidence level is for Noah Dobson. Raj, I'll kick it off with you, bud. Don't say 50.
No, I don't. Just don't. He's not going to be on the top power play. He's
okay,
not
so be, 0 close to it.
We all agree.
But I think there's too much read into that. Like I think that obviously top power play is the fucking kick-ass place to be.
Yeah.
But I think Dobson is a quality defenseman who's going to be, last year was nonsense, but he was on the Islanders.
Yeah,
like
his possession metrics went up.
This team is killer. Like Montreal is an exciting team. I don't think they're gonna win. They're not gonna win the division or anything like that. But they're an exciting team who's gonna be playing a lot, scoring a lot, and Dobson is gonna play. Even though they have 3 guys who can play a ton of minutes, Dobson is going to put up numbers.
Matheson can put up a bunch of even strength minutes too. You know, it was funny all through the season. It became like kind of a inside joke meme in the 5-hole Discord where every time the Montreal Canadiens were in playoff position, Henry would I swear to God, he probably tried to add everyone. He was like, the Montreal Canadiens are in the playoffs, and then brother, it's January 9th. Calm down. Wait 3 games, they'll be out, and then they'll be back in next week. But he was doing it every week. It became funny. I was looking forward to it because I would always chirp him back and be like, all right, remind me 2 weeks. I think for Layden Hudson, we're talking 100% on the top power play. Dobson.
I mean, I don't think you can ever say 100%, but yeah, I think we're pretty 99. We're pretty damn sure.
I'm going dentist on this one. 99.9% of germs. He'll be on that top power play.
I'm glad that Nick Suzuki has turned into what he has turned into. I will say that.
He is a ton of fun.
I'm glad I talked you into that one before.
Man, this Montreal Canadiens team, I really enjoy them. Fantastic building. My wife and I did a mini weekend in Montreal in February. We saw them play Columbus when Panarin was there. Love the Bell Center. Love Montreal as a city. My favorite city in the world. So I am a fan of this team, but this Demidov Mishkov rivalry is going to salt it up for me. Patrick Laine, what do you guys think about this kid? Dead in the water? Is it over?
I mean, he ain't a kid.
I know.
There's a lot of kids on this team that I'm much more excited about.
He's anamorphing into Gary Busey, dude. Like by the day.
Yes, he sure is.
Anamorphing. He's been Gary Busey Jr.
He's like stage 4 out of 5.
He got into his.
He's like the
he looked
Charmeleon.
like a 50-year-old Gary Busey when he was 20.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And he wears those fucking turtlenecks. It's just. I want to talk about buttered sausage and what it does, what it means.
Fashion icon as well, but he still shoots and he still scores. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what his exact pace was,
and I think that second power play is kind of trashy.
Dude, Laine is a power play merchant, and there's no room for him on the top power play.
He's not going to be on the top
That's
power
what I mean.
play.
So it's like,
no,
I just don't see a ton of value unless he can like change his game to be more effective at even strength. But with as all the talent kind of like comes up from the bottom, like Demidov there now, Kirby Doc as your second line center, maybe he can make something happen at even strength. But also you got Zachary Bolduc, who's going to be breathing down his fucking neck now, because Laine, like, yeah, second line left wing when it comes to like on paper and rapport, portfolio, whatever you want to call it. But like when it's his job to lose, that line is razor thin. He can lose that job so easy. And for Zachary Bolduc to put together 5 good games, he could earn it no problem. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of drafting Laine right now. I wouldn't be like bookmarking him as a late round steal or anything. But I think there's potential there. There's some boom potential, but I think the bust potential is a lot higher.
Yeah, I wouldn't like think he's the old Laine or anything like that, but he's a guy to keep an eye on because he's always capable of 30 goals if things are going right. But he's also capable of like playing 20 games and being on the fourth line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a fun team, man. Like tons of fun. Dobesh signed a contract. Montembeault is going to be probably, I don't know, 50-50 with Dobesh. Like, I don't mind that as a tandem just to get through 82 games. I think they can both kind of split that one. I think when you boil it down, apples to oranges, Montembeault probably gets the majority of starts, whether it's 51% or 52 or whatever. But how do you guys see the goalie situation here? Dobesh looked good in small sample size.
It's going to be their Achilles heel, in my opinion. I am not a Montembeault guy.
No.
I'm good. I'm good on that. They have so much going for them, especially with all the young guys. We didn't even bring up Slavkovsky,
right.
But as far as the goalie situation, I think it's going to be their Achilles heel.
It was a crazy season for Slavkovsky last year. So up and down.
That's another thing about adding Dobson. He's a real all-around defenseman, so he's going to help the goaltending a lot.
Yes,
especially when you're with guys like Lane Hudson, he can be deployed as like 100% offensive. And
that was
Dobson
something
can be more defensive, right?
I wanted to build on that. I meant to bring it up earlier. Dobson is definitely going to be your first pairing defenseman. So like there's going to be a ton of even strength points to be had, even if he's not on the second power play. Like, maybe we're talking, or the first power play rather, he could be a 40-point defenseman with, stellar blocks and shit like that. I don't know that he's ever going to be the 70-point Dobson again, unless Lane Hudson gets hurt or something. But that first pairing, if it winds up being Hudson and Dobson, like the offensive zone starts are going to go way the fuck up. For Dobson, his role kind of changed under Lane Lambert, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. This is what I wanted to bring up is here, the fucking WeGo chart on Slavkovsky. If anybody hasn't checked out the WeGo charts, hold on. Oh god, can't figure it out. All right, you guys got anything else?
That's just me.
I was just looking at his points per game here. It was really all over the place. There they are. And that's all right here. So like way up and down. I don't know if I can scroll. There we go. He got really good towards the end of the season and dipped for a long time. Yeah. Oh my God.
Can you share it? Can you share it?
I thought it was. Sorry. Yeah.
Like, I can.
You
You
can see
look
the small one,
interested
yeah.
in it, but I couldn't know.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Yeah, so his points per game here, the rolling averages, orange is the 10-game rolling average, green is the 5-game rolling average. And that you see these like big craters where just 5 games of jack shit. And like here was really bad.
Shit.
Yeah. He was doing really good. This is just, 2 points per game over here. 3 points per game was his season high. That was on March 11th. But he did really good in March and April and things like that. But his, such a sporadic year. And consistency is going to be what makes or breaks him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Boy takes a lot of shots. I like that.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see. How many did he take? Let's see. Let's get his. Ooh, yeah. He started shooting a lot more at the end of the season too. That's fun shit. All right. Montreal, anything left to talk about? I mean, I know there's a lot left unsaid. Demidov, what kind of season do you think we get out of this kid? We only saw him for a little bit, but the hype is there. The hype is true, and I buy into it. So what do you think? Demidov versus Mishkov, are we going to see it? Is it going to be neck and neck?
I don't know about neck and neck.
I mean, it would be good for us if it's neck and neck.
What for Mishkov?
But I will say, Mishkov is going to get. They're going to put him in They're going to put him in prime positions.
Yeah.
Demidov has some work to do to kind of, get to that top line. Because I don't think he's going to beat out Slavkovsky for it. I do think he'll be on the top power play though. Because other than that, it's not like they're super deep on the right wing side. They're definitely deeper on the left wing for sure.
I think he beats out Slavkovsky. I say by game 20.
Really?
Demidov is your top line right wing. That's what I think.
They love
if he's playing up there with Caulfield and Suzuki, then that would definitely be really good for him. But I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if Raj does either, but I don't know that I do.
I don't know. I like Slavkovsky, and I know like Montreal loves him. Like,
just wait
for good reason.
Wait for the Demidov hype, man. I think just based on how inconsistent that Slavkovsky's been, I think for Demidov to put a bunch of good games together, playing with Patrick Laine and dragging his corpse around the ice and Kirby Dach, like, and if Slavkovsky goes cold at the same time as Demidov being hot, I think it's an easy switch to make. And then once you have Demidov with Suzuki and Caulfield, that's lights out. That's game over, man. Like if Slavkovsky is inconsistent with Caulfield and Suzuki, and Demidov goes up there and thrives, game over.
Yeah, I want Bolduc on the second line.
That'll happen.
Young guys on that second line.
That'll happen.
Bolduc,
and then
Demidov.
Line 3 is just
going
to be
in the middle.
Line 3 will be your misfits. It'll be Laine, Newhook,
fucking island of misfit
Anderson.
toys. Yeah,
yeah. And I know Laine could use a dentist. If anybody gets that reference,
there's a lot of tooth to work on there.
I want to be a dentist.
A lot of surface area to work on.
Yes, Nashville Predators, man.
Boo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the only one is like you got to run it back and you got to try it again. There was a lot of, I don't know, elasticity shock. Like I feel like when you pull a rubber band too far and it snaps, and that's what they did with the roster last year. They changed it too much and it didn't work. And now you can kind of like, slightly stretch it a little bit. You had 82 games to kind of like increase what do you call it, malleability of the rubber band.
I
Very tired, so I
don't-
doubt my analogies are fucking hitting right now. I've
It's
already
not
hit all
landing very
That's a
well.
great
Dentist
25-cent word, though.
and what malleability?
Syllables. Malleability. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even
Good
know if
word.
that is a word,
It
but
is
yeah,
It is a
definitely a
malleable.
word. Absolutely
Um,
is a word.
Malleable.
But I didn't know if malleability. I can't even say it again. Fuck.
Yeah, honestly, you should have stopped while you were like you were
Woo!
you
I've
were
been ahead a
cruising.
lot.
You were
It's
cruising, bro.
uncomfortable territory for me to be ahead. I haven't been ahead in a while.
If
we
you
were
look at their
we were
top
talking at like
line,
5 a.m. today. So
And I
if
was
you
already
look at their
halfway into my
top
day.
line, it looks like they take all of the shots in the world and should score all the goals. But
Ugh,
it's
they're
like
not
you said,
gonna.
they just did too much, and it's like
That's a one-line team, man. Like if you spread it out,
it
and that
just
bottom
doesn't
six,
really work together, right? Like Stamkos is a shooter, Marcius though is a shooter, and
Forsberg,
yet Forsberg took 100 more shots than both of them on that. So it's like it just everybody's a shooter on that top line. It doesn't really, as we saw, it didn't.
Stamkos is 50 years old. Ryan O'Reilly's getting up there too.
yeah,
Michael Bunting is on his 17th team in the league. Like
still a rookie.
He's up for
Isn't he like
rookie
a
of the year.
26-year-old rookie for Toronto or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah,
I feel
they
like they're
tried
gonna,
to-
you know, they're gonna change
They're-
things around a lot. Like Stamkos will probably be playing with Bunting and who knows who, because Raj, I think you're bang on. That's too many shots coming from one line. You can't have a bunch of triggers on.
And
the
then
same
they've
line,
got
so.
this like two of the best left side defensemen randomly. I mean, you got Yossi and then you got Brady Shea. But it's like what? It's just the most patchy team that just doesn't.
And then we gotta talk about Yossi's the health condition, man. Right? Like, isn't he
Right.
It was pretty. It's not like Petrangelo level worrisome, but it's not looking great for him to be back game 1 of the season, or at least have a
postural orthostatic cardia.
that I believe it.
sounds really non-malleable.
Doesn't sound malleable at all.
So
Definitely
Circler
not.
here in the chat brings up like, is Yossi a clear-cut power play quarterback? And normally you'd say yes, but some people are saying that his condition's really hard to come back from, and I do think that's something to be worried about.
But I mean, who else is? They don't really
Yeah.
have another
They don't.
offensive style defenseman on the team.
No.
They
Like
don't.
Brady Shea is not an off. He's definitely a defensive defenseman. You know, all of their
Yeah,
other
he's-
younger guys are not offensive. Paramours by any means. So
So
like,
I think
they're
by
hoping for Yossi.
deductive reasoning or whatever you want to call it, like Yossi is the only guy that makes
Kinda has
sense
to
in that
be.
role. So that is just going to teeter on whether or not he's healthy for game 1. So if he's healthy for game 1, I think he is our power play quarterback. But that if is pretty loud. I'm with you guys. Like I don't know who's next in line. They have Shea on power play 2, but again, when you're running power play 2, those are 30 seconds, and you probably like run timeout, and then all of a sudden you're on defense, which is why Brady Shea's out there. Nick Blankenberg's got a bit of a trigger, so I can see him maybe getting that look. Nick Hague, we don't really know what he has in terms of a power play, toolkit or whatever. But again, there's
Do you
no
really
clear
think that
cut.
Nick Blankenberg is the guy, though?
I mean, look
I
at the
don't
rest of the
think-
guy, like Justin Barron,
Come on.
Nick Perbix. Like, I don't think he's the guy, but when you put him up
No.
against Brady Shea, Justin Barron, Nick Perbix,
They
and
don't
Nick
have
Hague,
a guy. Is the thing they don't have?
They don't have a
to
guy.
do it.
but out of those 5 guys, one of them is best suited for it. It doesn't mean they're well suited for it. They're just better than the other 4 guys, and I think
Well,
Blankenberg is that guy.
I guess there was one of those 6 defensemen had 10 goals last year, and it was Brady Shea. Nobody else, even Yossi, didn't hit 10 goals last year, so they're in trouble.
Here's
is what they're problem is.
Caffeine and ketamine here. Says he works in med pots. He works in med pots as a rough. That's what they call it, because it was a mouthful when Roger was trying. It was an earful when I was trying to listen to him say it. Pots is a rough condition to come, especially with an NHL player. He works in healthcare. He heard some rough stories of major lifestyle changes that are required to mitigate the symptoms. From what I have gathered, and I'm running entirely off memory here, POTS is like when your heart just starts randomly beating really fast or some shit, or like you have head rushes when you haven't done anything, and your body is just like convinced that it's doing strenuous exercise when you're sitting down, and it's just a really strange, what do you call it, like strange condition, and it's one of those like unpredictable things that you don't know, like it, you're in the middle of a game and all of a sudden your heart rate crashes to fucking 60 beats per minute, and you don't know what to do with that. You're on the bench and all of a sudden it goes up to 160. Like
Yossi is reported to be quoted as saying, "I'm worried about my brain."
Yeah, so like
that's not good for your confidence, if that's even whether that's right or not. Like, you don't want a defenseman saying, "I'm worried about my brain."
Well, and we love Roman Yossi. Like, I want that man to be okay. You know what I mean? At the same time. So when it comes down to it, I guess the answer has to be Shea. For the only other reason of everybody else on that top power play is left-handed. So it's like you have to almost have Shea there, right?
What do you got in terms of like the rest of the defensemen? Is anybody a righty? Obviously Shea, but outside of him is my guy Blankenberg.
Well, I think that's why it would be an easier transition, because obviously Yossi is left-handed. Yes, correct. So wouldn't it be an easier transition for the rest of the team to go from one left-handed defenseman to another? No? That's just kind of where my mind goes through this whole thing.
So Yossi spent 74% of the season at left defenseman, 26% at right. So let's look at somebody else. Nick Hague spent a lot of his season at left defenseman.
Oh, well, he's not the answer. Let's just pass over that.
I'm just, Brady Shea spent 98% of his time. So I think you're right. It's probably Brady Shea.
Or, I mean, this is a lineup too where you could, if Yossi goes out, then you could very much put Bunting on the front and have Marchessault and Stamkos on the points. Both of those guys have played point on power play, and they have their power play too is 0. Like, it is
right.
0. So,
right. So
they might just opt to go all their forwards.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't talked about is, do they wind up with 5 forwards on the power play, just based on the fact of, this conversation that we're having, I guarantee the coaches are having too. Like, there's nobody else. Like, we don't have that guy. So why not just put a bunch of triggers up there? Svechkov's got that build too.
Everybody
so
should.
Evangelista is another. He's got some pedigree to him. So I'm not super optimistic about it. Sorry, Scorsy.
A half point a game guy.
Who?
And I feel like you have to have Stammer up there, because even though we didn't have a good faceoff percentage last year, career-wise, he's always been, a pretty decent face-off guy.
Yeah,
so you want him up there for that.
For the Preds.
Agree.
They also
I think they're going to have another off year here too, but
yeah. Eric Halla joins the crew, bottom sixer. Nick Perbix probably a third liner. Nick Hague, for Colton Sissons and Jeremy Lauzon. So those bangs are going to go over to the Vegas Golden Knights as well. I think there's a ton.
Perbix is such an ugly name.
It sounds like cervix.
Ooh, that's my love language.
Pervy cervix.
No, my love language is acts of cervix. I think there's gonna be, I mean, hey.
Snip, snip.
Well, I mean, I'm not fucking having any more kids, but you still, play around. Anyway, I think it's a big opportunity for the kids. I think Svechkov is something worth checking out. Evangelista is another big name there too. a big opportunity for the youth. So we'll see what they have in store. But Zach, you said it. I think we're in for another down year. UC Sorrel is probably going to suffer as a result of that. Especially if Yossi doesn't play this year, or is up and down. No pun intended on Potts, but if he's not healthy.
No.
New Jersey Devils, man, not a ton. Like, this was a really quiet offseason for them. Usually they shake up their entire roster, but I guess they did it last year with new goalie, with a new coach, with new this, new that. They added Evgeny Dadonov from the Sharks to a 1-year contract, signed Connor Brown, acquired Thomas Bordeleau from the San Jose Sharks. The rich get richer. The Devils added to their bottom 6. They didn't really do anything in terms of like I thought they were going to have like a power punch move where they added just something to supplement the wings, and Dadonov wasn't really what I had in mind. Dougie Hamilton versus Luke Hughes. We're going to have this conversation for third year in a row. I think it's Dougie, but Luke, he's gonna get it eventually, right?
Eventually, I don't know. Hamilton's just, he's old, but he still has it. He does what he does.
His game, man.
If the thing is, if he's not doing that, like, why is he there? Right, because if he's not
the same for Luke Hughes, like he's drafted and that's why he's there, but he doesn't really have a ton of value outside of the power play. You know what I mean?
Well,
they need to get Quinn Hughes and just have all of them.
Yeah, like collect the Infinity Ring or fucking Infinity Stones.
Fucking Infinity Hughes.
Well, of course, that's what comes up every single day here, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Did you hear that Jim Rutherford said that?
Said what?
What?
Quinn Hughes wants to play with his brothers. That's what Jim Rutherford said at the end of your press conference.
Well, then it sounds like you're losing Quinn Hughes because
it sounds like Jack Hughes and Luke are getting traded to the Vancouver Canucks.
Yep, that makes the most sense.
For who? Who are you going to give away for Jack Hughes? Because
Dakota Joshua.
The Devils, if I'm
every single player on our team for Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
And then Luke will have to come.
That's it.
We'll give you Demko, Pedersen, Brock Besser, Jake DeBrusk. See, like, we don't even have anything to offer. We'll give you a really expensive 45-point guy, which we'll talk about.
Well, that's
later.
what I'm trying to say. Like, Jack Hughes is their fucking golden goose, son.
Oh, for sure.
Like, without him, they're nothing. They're nothing. Then Jesper Bratt is not Jesper Bratt.
That's what I was thinking. Is like, what do the Devils even have to offer in this hypothetical trade scenario? Like, Jesper Bratt would have to kind of be the cornerstone of the deal, because obviously you want to keep.
No, they would have to get a real player for a real player. They would have to trade away like a Pedersen or something like that.
It would probably be like Dougie Hamilton 50% retained, and Jesper Bratt and picks.
Oh no, Rod was making it seem like the 2 Hughes from the Devils would be coming over to Vancouver.
Oh no, I said that as a joke. I said that as a joke.
That wouldn't happen. They would have to trade like their entire team.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. They
don't have enough.
The Occam's razor here is just Luke or Quinn going to Jersey, but I don't know, man.
It's not there. It's just not going to happen. It's the real reality of it.
But it's fun to talk about.
They're all staying where they were. Quinn Hughes is going to be the first $15 million defenseman, and he'll be here.
Yikes. New York Islanders, man. Kind of putting a pin in New Jersey. Not a ton to go there. Islanders, skip. Dobson goes to Montreal, which I think pretty much cements Tony DeAngelo as your top power play guy. They signed KHL star Maxim Shabanov. They got David Rittich on a 1-by-1. I think Dobson's going to be a huge loss for these guys. So defensively, you're going to see a slight change in what Sorokin's able to stop and what Varlamov. Like, I know they added Rittich. He's got to be a 3. So is Varlamov, still a 2. Anyway, does Matt Schaefer play this year? And I think that's another thing too. So
I don't know, man.
Islanders are boring. There's not a ton there. Oh, they had a Jonathan Drouin
to be boring.
just to really put the icing on the cake.
Just
of
to
what
really
this team is.
bore it up.
Oh yeah, him and Anthony Duclair just skating around doing
Making
nothing.
me sleepy.
Can two players get secondary assists at the same time? Because Drouin and Duclair are going to be great at that.
On a goal that didn't happen.
Shabanov, I don't know if I expect a ton here. Like, I don't know if we're going to see like Montreal Dadonov numbers. We'll probably see like Nikita Gusev stuff, especially out of the New York Islanders, who I don't see as changing too much. Like, yeah, I think Pechkois could probably implement something different than what they've been doing for the last 8-9 years, which has literally not worked at all, ever. So change it up, but
they've managed to be the same team for so long, no matter what happens.
It'll work this time, though. Nah, Lou Lamoriello's out. We're going to see some Beards. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's a bunch of 24-goal guys with reasonable hits is what they are. Like, I mean, if you're in a situation where you need to stream a forward to get you some hits, they have those. But beyond that, I mean,
who is the first person you're drafting on?
Well, Sorokin
on this team.
Sorokin for sure. But then outside of that,
okay, I'll give you.
I don't know.
I'll give you
don't get me wrong,
Bo Horvat in a face-off league.
I was just going to say,
for sure,
I think Horvat is draftable, but not until down the frickin' line.
Everybody's down the lineup. I think Barzal, Lee, and Horvat all kind of like live in the same neighborhood when it comes to ADP.
Well, if you look at all of their players score goals, like everyone has more goals than assists.
Round?
What?
It's all like they get every goal is unassisted on the island.
It's just nothing but empty netters, eh?
I don't think teams are pulling their goalie against the Islanders.
Oh no.
Yeah, if they're winning games by 1 point.
Jonathan Drouin's going to be the first one drafted off this team for sure.
Somebody's going to do it.
God, they have him on the top line left wing. Johnny Drouin. God. Not going to happen, but New York Rangers, how about it? They traded Keandre Miller to Carolina and then immediately replaced him with Vladislav Gavrikov. Yeah, your boy Keandre.
I am. I'm happy. I hope I see him out. I want to shake his hand. Say I've been batting. I've been going to bat for you, son, for a while now.
For a while.
You better do something.
You guys running the same circles there? Or?
I've met a couple of the players down here.
You met Roenick. I remember you sending that picture. That was pretty cool.
I definitely met Roenick.
Carolina trades.
I just randomly meet him out and about sometimes.
Roenick still?
No, just players.
Oh,
like I met a couple of the Canes players.
Scott Morrow goes.
Svetch is an asshole.
Svetch is an asshole.
He
oh God,
a little prick.
Scott Morrow goes to the New York Rangers, conditional 26 first round pick and an unconditional 26 second round pick. The condition on that first round is that New York is going to receive the better of Carolina and Dallas's first round pick in 2026. The Rangers traded left wing Chris Kreider to Anaheim early in the offseason. They signed Vladislav Gavrikov for less than Keandre Miller signed for. Plus, they got Scott Morrow, a conditional first and a second. I think that's a tidy bit of work by Chris Drury.
Yeah.
Well, this is again, like they just continue giving their roster a facelift. Chris Kreider leaving opens up a net front spot on that top power play, but also you introduce JT Miller. So like, that's another top power play guy that comes into the mix who is a net front presence. So again, do we see somebody like Alexis Lafreniere get that top power play as Mika Zibanejad finally sunsetting onto power play 2?
Trocheck is the net front guy, though.
I could see his best season in Florida. I remember looking at the heat maps; he was in the right circle. So I wonder if
Miller also is Miller's a circle guy too, though.
Is he a half wall? All right.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
they
good
could
there.
bump it just like Vancouver does with their two kind of like mobile net front guys, depending on what side of the ice it's on. It was Besser, it was Pedersen, and maybe they could do that.
He's going to model things off Vancouver. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Well, I know
Boston
used
Miller
to
worked
do that
great.
too, where Marchand was like kind of a pseudo net front, where he would like be behind the net and kind of like working the corners and kind of be a net front presence at the same time. So I wonder if they could just work something like that. Maybe not have like a 1-3-1 power play, but you could have a 2-2-1 or something like that, or a 1-2-2, which I guess would be net front. But I think we could see Lafreniere on that top power play, depending on. You have three guys who can do faceoffs now. You have Trocheck, JT Miller, Zibanejad. So there will be an option for power play 2, regardless of who it winds up being. Right now, Daily Faceoff has Vincent Trocheck down there, very good at faceoffs. So I guess maybe that's why they have him there. But Lafreniere, man, Adam Fox, JT Miller, Panarin, Zibanejad, Lafreniere is your top power play. I think this could be a breakout season for Laf. And two seasons ago, he had that really good bout and then the really good playoffs. And we're like, all right, it's your time to shine, bud. So now that he's got top power play, I think this is going to be, or at least tentative top power play. I think this could be a fun year for Lafreniere and going pretty much under the radar in all the drafts. I can't remember.
Dude. It's a bust.
I'm in on
he's
him.
been going late.
It's a bust, son.
I'm big time in on him this year, like because he's going to be.
You and Zach have completely switched the spots at
late.
the table.
I was totally anti Lafreniere #1, and I'm always anti taking any rookies in fantasy hockey.
You hate young players,
whatsoever.
but you've hated
right before
Lafreniere all the way through him being young, and now he's like of age, and you're just like,
and
this guy's not.
And
bad.
guess what? He's starting to get good, right? Like a guy, especially a guy like that, he's starting to get good. And when it was like, we're like, oh, he's going to be so great. What do you get? Like 40 points or something, 35 points for a while.
And that's just That's all he ever gets.
Well, I think like they've done a lot to like sort of change things between like Trouba going out, a few different guys going out. They're like really, they're not just moving around their roster. They're like,
that sounds like a
really
that man is
changing
fucking
shit.
Vanilla. He is white cake with fucking vanilla frosting on top. No sprinkles, no nothing.
And he's like, and you know who else was like that? Was Matt Sundin. Like he's gonna be that kind of guy. You're like, oh shit, he had 74 points. I didn't even notice him.
I'm taking the under on that. I'm taking the under on that. Like,
give me 70 plus.
Under.
Give me 70 plus for Lafreniere.
Can we make
look at all those?
Like
55.
We need to type these down.
55% of Lafreniere's games last season were 0-point games.
I am all about the under on 70 plus. You're wild. You're wild.
70 points.
How
I'll
much
take
have
under
you
as
been
well.
drinking?
I'll take a hard
This is
under.
my
on
last
that
one.
What, last beer?
Yeah.
Last one by choice or by inventory?
Inventory is cleared out.
Oh boy.
No offense, Raj, but that is the most wild fucking take I've heard.
70. I mean,
in a long time.
Didn't he have like
plus.
Didn't he have a 60 some odd point pace that year from, or maybe he was flirting with 60 points from power play 2? I don't know. For him to get power play 1 and add another 10 points, I don't think is that out of the range of possibilities. But
that's considering
I want
to
take the under
play
too.
all 80. That's gonna if he plays all 82 games. And don't get me wrong, he last 4 years, 79 games, 81 games, 82 and 82.
He's out there.
So he's always out there.
Yeah.
He's
just
hockey.
Always out there, fucking playing goddamn twiddly fucking
twiddle sticks,
like twiddly sticks and shit. Just out there playing pogs.
We're on the ball
with fucking ice.
Fucking idioms tonight, boys. Love it.
Like it's crazy though. He's just out there skating around, looking like he's like me at work. He's good at just looking like he's doing shit. You know what I mean? But
don't I look busy? Get out of my face.
Okay, well, like, look, last, not this just past season, but prior to that, he had 28 goals, 29 assists. So he was, 28 goals, 60-ish points on 17 minutes. And they were kind of bullshit minutes that were all over the place.
60-ish
So
points. He's never had
With that-
60 points. Where are you getting 60-ish?
I said he
When
was
started-
60-ish. 28 goals, 29 points. That's pretty much 60 points. If you round it up,
Well,
it's
it's pretty
60
much
points.
time to talk about the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, Jesus.
Shesterkin, I don't know.
60-ish.
New York
I mean,
Rangers,
it's not
guys.
60-ish.
They're gonna be. They'll bounce back, right?
They're going to be, I hope they're going to be better than they were this year.
Yeah,
but-
they're gonna figure it out.
I hope they're.
They added JT Miller. I heard he's
Oh, my God.
great time. Good guy to be around. Ottawa Senators,
Vibes.
man, they added Jordan Spence from Los Angeles for pick number 67 in the 2025 draft. Anton Forsberg is out. Levi Marilainen is the official backup behind Linus Ullmark. They signed Arthur Kaliev, kind of a countryman at this point. I think he was on the Rangers last and just trying his luck on every single team now. I don't know if I have a ton for the Ottawa Senators. They didn't really change a lot in terms of what their roster makeup or anything like that. So I think it is what it is.
I mean, it's
man.
just that
Made the playoffs last year. Good for them. Run it
so
back.
it's just that Cousins
Lars Eller.
for Norris is still the only real residual move from a while ago. But
Lars Eller is your 4C. That was a good move too. I
It's
think
just awful. It was horrible. It was a stupid decision on their part.
this
Josh
is a
Norris
good team,
is good.
guys. I like the way they're
I think
built.
Drake Batherson has a better chance of getting 70 plus than
70-ish or 70.
I'll say 70 plus. 70-ish, He already gets
Batherson for
70-ish.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I like
I like
Batherson.
Batherson.
All right, Philadelphia Flyers. I think there's a fair bit to talk about here. We acquired
Huzzah.
the Trevor Zegras
They
from
did,
Anaheim.
They did stuff.
Signed Noah Juleson,
They
signed
sure-
Cam York to a 5.515. Love that deal. Kudos to Andy B. Signed Daniel Vladar to fix our goaltending situation. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Signed Christian Dvorak to 1 year, $5.4 million contract. That's going to look really good trade deadline day at 50% retained when we get a first round pick for him. Complete teardown.
Mhm.
Flyers have embraced the rebuild, and it looks like we're finally at the dip and starting to work our way back up, right? Like
Yeah,
second
like
year
there's
out
a
of
light at
Mishkov,
the end
we
of the
got
tunnel sort of
Zegras.
shit.
Tocchet is going to be a big deal. Raj, Tocchet better than either of us. So if you could tell us a little bit about what his system means and how it could translate to a team that was vastly different from Vancouver, because we have a bunch of inexperienced young kids who have a little bit of PTSD to shake with John Tortorella, the Stockholm syndrome, maybe.
Well, it's pretty interesting that you would leave Tortorella and replace him with Tocchet.
Yeah, it's not a
Like
huge
on the surface, I mean, the big difference between Tocchet in Vancouver and Tocchet in Philly is he's a Philly legend, right? Like he's
Right.
That's
Sells
why
tickets.
he's there. He was offered more money to go other places, and he wanted to go to Philly. I mean, the thing that people had against Tocchet here, it was made out that he was on the JT Miller side, not on the Pedersen side, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't like soft players and whatever. And I think that might be an issue. I
Like
mean,
my
it was a
boys
huge issue
hard.
here. Well, it happened with Hoglander. It happened with Kuzmenko. It happened with Bo Horvat. It happened with a whole bunch of guys where
Nice.
Tocchet was like,
Who's soft here?
you
Not
need
me.
to play like Connor Garland, or else you're not going to play for me. So with guys like
Then he's gonna love
Michkov,
Travis
with,
Konechny then.
well, him and
Well.
there you go. And how did that work out for JT Miller and him, who were like ideal for each other? The thing is, like, that you guys got Michkov and you've got Zegras, who are not known for being the most dedicated, hardworking, old school hockey fellas. But I do think that Tocchet is going to come in.
They need
and-
Michkov to hit.
Yeah, well, they need both those guys to hit, and Tocchet is going to come in and go, you know what? I gotta just let that shit go, because Tocchet isn't a total old school moron. Like I think Tortorella
Yeah.
is. he's fully old school moron. I think Tocchet sounds like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys when he talks in interviews, but he's actually a smart guy. And
It's
he
all
was
right.
kind of
He
caught in
gave
the
up a
middle of a bunch of
3-on-1. It's
shit
all
here.
just water under the fridge. No big deal, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's I think Tocchet's going to be really good actually because he isn't a moron.
I think
He
we're
was
going to
wrong
get
when
a lot of the same like stylistic sort of systemic, you know, he's going to run the same sort of team, but I don't think we're going to be scratching kids for you know, losing a
yeah.
face off. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you're in
Well,
the
and that's
press
the
box
thing
for
is
3 days.
you want the structure, and especially with young guys like
Yeah.
that who are
Yep.
freewheeling, you want the structure, but then you got to just let them do their thing. Like that was what happened to Zegras in Anaheim. Is the coach tried to coach him, and it's just like, don't bother. Like just let him go. It's the same thing that happened with Kuzmenko. 39 goals when you let him just go try to score goals, but when you start getting in his ear, he's like unplayable. And I think Tocchet learned that.
Zach, fellow Flyers fan, do you think Zegras is our 1C?
No.
Mishkov, Zegras, Konechny. I think there's going to be a lot of like camaraderie between Mishkov, Zegras. You know, they're already doing Michigan goals together in practice and things like that. They're fucking around. They're having a good time.
I mean, if
I think
they're
there's a
having
little bit
fun,
there.
if they have a you know, a style that they can play together well as, I think that they would maybe play together well with Konechny because they're
Yeah,
all pretty quick players, and I like to put I hate when you have like two high flyers and then kind of like we were talking about Line like earlier. You got these two young guys, and then you have Patrick Line bringing up the fucking rear. Like that makes no sense to me. So I guess it would be maybe better than having Couturier up
yeah.
there on the top line.
That
I
was
guess
going to
that
be my
when you
next
say it
question.
that
Is
way,
like,
that doesn't really make sense.
is Coots even still like a 1C build anymore? Again, maybe
No,
not
probably
on
not.
any other team, but
Probably not.
you
And I,
look at
and
our
I
center
love
depth.
Couturier.
Yeah, yeah. I think Zegras has got to get a chance at 1C.
But I'm much more excited about the Flyers, watching the Flyers this year than I was last year. I'll say that 100%.
Oh, big time, big time.
I think Drysdale is going to run our power play. I think our goaltending is
And I
probably
want
going to
Noah
be closer
Juleson
to
do well. Noah Juleson. I
50-50.
want to see him play good.
I don't know if we're going to get a ton of time out of like Samuel Arson. I don't think he's going to take volume share. Vladar was probably brought in to be a stabilizing presence. I don't think we break 900 save percentage this year, but yeah.
And that's fine. And honestly though, that's fine with me. And I'm fine with a 50-50 split for Urson and Vladar. Like I really am, because like you said earlier, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like I'm seeing the direction with which they're going. I liked the way that Briere drafted this year. I loved that first round of the draft. Like I think I think he played it pretty well. I like at least the moves that he made. Maybe not exactly what I would have done, but I like the fact that he's actually going out there and making waves and saying, this is what we want to do. This is the direction we want to go, and actually doing something about it.
Yeah, we're trending in the right direction. And like there's a clear vision. Never saw that with Chuck Fletcher. And I think Hextall had that vision. So it's good to, it's good to get back to that point.
Yeah, except Hextall just wanted to wait until like, we gotta just wait. Like, yeah, I know you still want a job at 6 years from now and it's not going to come to fruition. Us just waiting around. But at least like Briere has a vision, saying what his vision is, and then actually doing something about it.
Yeah, methodically going through the steps. Like there's bullet points and he keeps checking off bullet points. It's still not going to be a good team. One thing I will say fantasy wise is I think there's a lot of room for some boom potential. Like if Owen Tippett really gets moving under a Tocchet system, I think there's a ton of value that can be had there, fantasy wise. Like, if he puts together a 30-30 season with a bunch of shots and he throws the body around, he could be a very versatile sort of player. Tyson Forrester news is coming out. He might not be ready for the beginning of the season. Infection in his elbow. That's going to be a bit of a bummer. But again, like this is not like an NHL squad. This looks like an AHL team with Couturier and Mishkov kind of cosplaying AHL. Konechny as well. So I don't know. Like, we'll make it happen. The gap isn't going to be that big to fill, but I'd love to see what Forster can do. I think there's a lot of
I think Michkov is
stealing
draftable.
there.
I think
Is that
Zegras is
Mishkov, Zegras, Konechny first, absolutely. Mishkov probably. I think those might be the only two, like maybe Drysdale, but those might be the only two Flyers that get drafted.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're picking up Zegras, for daily pickups.
Yeah.
And he could possibly end up, especially if he is a top line center kind of guy.
Yeah.
Even though he is not great at faceoffs, he could be one of those guys we've talked about before where it's like you pick him up and then he just keeps on getting an assist.
Hard to drop. Yeah.
And then gets a goal and assist. And it's like, well, shit, he keeps on getting points. What am I going to do?
Yeah,
like at least I feel like he has a chance to make you think about it.
I'm with you, man. Flyers, not going to be a huge competitor, but I think they are improved, which is great. Dvorak, stabilizing presence, nothing there. Pittsburgh Penguins signed Justin Brazeau, signed Anthony Mantha, get another tryout all over the league. Could be his last shot. Connor Clifton for Connor Timmins was a trade, and Isaac Beliveau. The Penguins are retooling. And I'm pretty sure Dubas might be the only team that actively is not trying to get better, like not trying. And I think they're pretty public about that. Gavin McKenna looks pretty good, but if Pittsburgh gets another first overall pick, I'm going to shit bricks. So please don't let that happen. Mac and Mantha's second, third, or fourth chance. God, I'm not sure. There's a lot of parentheses there. Mantha's a bit intriguing. I think there's another prove it season. I'm still whatever the opposite of jaded is. You remember how Oliver Ekman-Larsson finished us with that 55-point season. Mantha did the same thing in Detroit, and I can't get that taste out of my mouth.
You loved him so much.
I loved him so much. He was firing shots and
so much.
laying hits all over the place. He was so much fun in Detroit, and now nothing in Calgary, and kind of just we'll see what he can do. But I think there's room. Like we were talking, is Rucker McGroarty going to be on the top line? And I think Mantha is kind of in that conversation too. Is he going to see time alongside Sidney Crosby? Hell yeah, everybody does. Crosby makes everybody better, and if there's chemistry there, maybe he sticks. So if it's Rust, Mantha, and Crosby, then Mantha becomes interesting.
Go Ricky Rats.
Yeah, their left wing.
I'm happy about
so
Tomasino.
rough.
I'm happy about Tomasino.
Yeah, got some
Let's
money.
see that boy gets some.
Nedeljkovic goes to, where did he go? The San Jose Sharks, I think it was. So he'll be tandem with Askarov. But that leaves open. I can't remember. Did they wind up signing a goaltender? Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, they got.
Are they running
Jari, and they got Seelovs from us.
Oh shit! Yeah, that just happened.
Exciting.
But does that supplement their minor league system? Do they bring up Blomqvist, or do they put Seelovs in the NHL?
Seelovs is done in the NHL.
Can't believe.
Well, yeah.
Just
I don't want to talk about it.
Weird off season for Vancouver, man.
The problem is he's waiver ineligible, and the move in Vancouver to make was trade Lankinen, get the cap space, have the guy who's always MVP, but instead they just let him go for a 4th round pick.
And Dakota Joshua. A lot of weird trades. Rumors surrounding Erik Karlsson, whether he gets dealt or not. I think there's going to be a ton of rumors coming out of Pittsburgh just based on where they're postured for next year and wanting one of those high picks. But I think Crosby's still going to be good. Evgeny Malkin's going to provide mitigated value. Who's their top power play guy? Letang? Karlsson? Grzelcyk?
You would think it's Jesus.
right?
I think it's a coin flip between Letang and Carlson. I guess I would be leaning Carlson for if they are going to trade him. That could at least boost his value, get him some points under his belt, maybe. Say, hey, look, he's still as good as he used to be.
Yeah,
Give us something.
kind of spotlight him, right? And then
Yeah.
trade him on the deadline.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Tristan Jarry. God.
He sucks.
Sucks.
He
San Jose
sucks.
Sharks. I kind of dig the moves they made this year. Dmitry Orlov, John Klingberg, Nedeljkovic to play alongside Askarov. Re-signed William Eklund to a really nice deal, 3 times 5.6. Full rebuild, and it's just like the Flyers, man. They are trending back up. Celebrini really tied it all together, kind of put a bow on it. They're shoring up their defense with Klingberg. Again, another trade chip for the deadline if he can get some value out of that. I think Klingberg also has a shot at the power play in San Jose, so there's not really anybody that stands out on this one in terms of like who can do it or who deserves to get that shot, but Klingberg could be your power play one there. Jeff Skinner on the San Jose Sharks as well, 1,078 games without a playoff game played in the playoffs for Edmonton, and said, fuck that, I'm going to the Sharks. I'm going to go another 1,000 games, no playoffs.
Well, he doesn't care about that, obviously.
Hmm.
But I do agree with you. I like the they're getting better. I like the Celebrini is definitely going to be on that top line. I like having Toffoli there still.
And they put together a second pairing with Orlov and Klingberg.
I think those are great moves.
They're kind of a fun team, actually.
They're a ton of fun.
They got the goal god, Adam Gaudette, right? Like, they're putting it all together. Barclay Goodrow.
Zach is finally allowed to like this team because they've rid themselves of the last bad contract that we've been bitching about for, 7 years now? Like, Vlasic's gone off the books. At least on the surface, he's a buyout, but yeah, we're allowed to like him again.
They've made really bad decisions in the past. Like, can we just agree on that?
Yeah, it kind of like all started with all the money they were handing out and trying to get Carlson and Burns together, trading Burns. Yeah, it was a mess for a few years, but they're really making things work. Put together a lot of assets and it's paying off. So here we go. Fruits of the labor, guys. Fruits of the labor. The goalie tandem, I'm not too interested in. I think Nedeljkovic is actually going to probably wind up with more starts than Askarov, in my opinion. But
it doesn't matter.
That's not something you can like draft on. I don't think either of those guys are getting drafted, but I think there'll be trends throughout the season, and at the end of it, it'll probably be like 45, 38 or whatever the math is on that one. Seattle Kraken, boring as fuck.
Do we really know what Askarov is, though? Like, to be honest with you, before we move on to the Kraken, like, who is Askarov? Can you tell me? Because I don't think you can.
He is a goalie for the San Jose Sharks.
He's a goalie for the San Jose Sharks, but you can't tell me that he's trash or anything.
No, he's not trash, but he's inexperienced.
Yeah.
So is the whole team.
To go along with the rest of this inexperienced team. Exactly.
Right, yeah. So maybe give him the reps, but also you don't want to crush his confidence. Very cerebral position goalie. So maybe you have Nedeljkovic there and they're splitting games.
If they're worried about crushing his confidence, they wouldn't have gotten him.
They wouldn't have put him in San Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to get a lot of scar tissue in that ego. Seattle Kraken, boring team, but now they have Lane Lambert as a coach. Fourth coach in 5 years or some shit? Bilesma got 1 year. Hackstall got a couple. Just really moving through coaches. Mason Marchment, I think, is an interesting one. Ryan Lindgren got signed to a 4-year contract, acquired Freddie Gaudreau from Minnesota. Third coach in 5 years. There it is. I don't think there's a ton here, man. Like, depending.
Yeah.
depending on what Lane Lambert does, like this is a money ball team. They are just going to roll lines and I don't know.
They're going to play Seattle hockey.
Exciting. They're going to play
the
Seattle
way
hockey.
it looks like on their, as far as their roster goes. They're just going to play Seattle hockey.
Yeah. They'll have like 9 guys with 18 goals and 45 points.
Exactly. There's not going to be anyone like stand out, but a lot of like that bell curve is just going to be a plateau. That's what it is.
Matty Beignet is going to be their leading scorer with 50 points or something, you know?
Oh, man. Brutal. St. Louis Blues signed Pius Suter to a 2-year, $4.13 contract. What the fuck, Kevin? What are you talking about, Kevin Hayes? What the hell is this? Ignore that. The Blues, man. What do we make of them? They, and then they have Logan Mailloux. They got rid of Bolduc. Same kind of team. I don't think there's huge wholesale changes from the
Getting
St.
rid of
Louis
Bolduc
Blues.
was a bad idea.
I think so too. Montreal won that trade.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Not even close. They've never really had a great farm system. They haven't had a good farm system for a while. So even their young guys coming up are not great. I'm not a Blues fan, but at the same time,
Snuggerud.
I was going to say Jimmy Snuggerud is that. I was just about to say that he's like the only one I'm somewhat excited for. Maybe some Jordan Kyrou, but other than that,
Dvorsky's good too. I think Dvorsky is but I'm right there. I'm looking at all their stuff too. Adam Juracek, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, they're like a slightly better Seattle Kraken.
Carbonneau, their pick this year. Carbonneau, I like him. He's a goal scorer. Very St. Louis.
Where do you put Binnington now?
He's
going to be a workhorse. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be a workhorse.
Yeah. God, do we have to do a part 3? Where are we at? How many teams do we have? Can we lightning round as we get into lightning?
Like 5 or 6 teams, right?
Yeah, I just saw Raj's message here.
1,
Tampa
2,
Bay
3,
Lightning.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I mean, Lightning, not a ton of moves. Still going to be good. No power play quarterback controversy. I guess, okay, if we're going to talk about something, Brandon Hagel, man. Ton of points last year. Most of them even strength. Does he get power play? Does he repeat the performance he put up last year? And can he do it without the power play once again? Or is there room for him on the power play? What do you think?
I don't.
Raj, why don't you kick that one?
Well, I mean,
Gensel, Point, Kucherov, Hedman.
I don't know who's gonna usurp him. Yeah, they're dwindling. Like they still have they have Gensel now, but they have Point. They got Kucherov, Hedman, but they're not that same super deep team of options anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got Hagel, I guess, and then what you got? Sorelli is the only other guy, but he had 27 goals last year, which is shocking.
Yeah, he was on fire for long stretches of time.
By trade, he's a Selke type of 2-way guy.
Yeah.
So I think Hagel is gonna get all the opportunity for sure. It's
gonna be great for him, man. Big year last year. I think he had 11 power play points or some shit on 90 points all day. Man.
Well, that's the power play. I think we got Sorelli on that second power play unit.
Yeah.
Like if you put him on the first power play unit, then who's going to take faceoffs on the second?
They don't have.
So it's like he's stuck being there.
I'm fading. I'm getting delirious.
Close.
Toronto Maple Leafs, guys. This one might be a doozy. With Mitch Marner going to the Vegas Knights for Nick Waugh. They added Matias Michelli from Utah for a 2027 third-round pick. Blockbuster of the offseason, easily. Leafs fundamentally changed their core by trading an elite playmaker to Vegas, who we're going to talk about, I think, in 2 teams from now. but that leaves a huge vacancy at right wing, and the path of
They
least
can't keep paying
resistance is
all these guys.
yeah. And I mean, even with Tavares taking discount, it just seemed like Marner's over Toronto, and I think that was kind of there was no changing his mind on that one. Matias Michelli is getting a lot of buzz as the right wing replacement for Marner. I think the path of least resistance is to move Nylander up with Matthews and figure out what's going to happen with that right wing. I was talking to CCC Middleton, an account on Twitter who like manually tracks where players line up and how many games they played at left wing, how many games they played at right wing, and things like that. Michelli has barely ever played right wing, so I don't know if I see that happening. The same is said for Matthew Nyes. The same is said for Bobby McMahon. There's just not a lot of right wing experience. So do we move Nylander up with Matthews? Do we keep Nylander with Tavares to spread the talent a little bit and kind of just shoehorn somebody like Michelli into that right wing one position? I think
He's played a lot with Tavares is the thing.
Yeah, you can't break up that chemistry. That's
what I'm getting at. Like they play really well together. Like, let's just be honest. Nylander at the very least plays great being next to John Tavares. Like, he scores a lot of goals for them that way. I love getting Joshua. I love getting Dakota Joshua.
Yeah.
Man,
that
on the cheap.
I also love the fact that they kept Nyes and they extended Nyes.
So he doesn't play a lot of right wing either, but is Matthews, is he equipped enough? And this is no slight against Nyes in the least, because I think he can carry his own, but like, Tavares and Nylander, those are two stars/superstars. Are we gonna get Oliver Bonk, Caesar? What was it? Donk? What did they say with Crosby? Mark Donk, right? Like, you could put anybody next to Crosby and he'd be good. Like, is Matthews that kind of player where it doesn't matter who's playing with him, Matthews will carry the line? Is that going to happen if you have Nyes, Matthews, Michelli? Like, I
don't know that I have an answer for that, honestly.
Him, yeah.
But I think that Nyes and Matthews are a great pair, and they have to they're gonna have to rotate and figure out what does work. If Michelli works there, then fucking awesome. But I think that Nyes is 100% on that top line. He's not going anywhere. But yeah, I could definitely see them putting Nylander there. But it's just hard for me to believe that they would break up that chemistry.
Yeah.
So I think they try to see what works. So
I think
Michelli at least is a good possibility.
Toronto's in trouble. It's the thing. Like,
you can't replace Marner.
I don't think people really have ever given Marner his due. He is fucking great. Like, he is a tremendous hockey player. Not to say Matthews isn't, but I mean, that is when they had the big four, that was like, we're going. Well,
the problem was that
$10 million guys.
People always said, and for good reason, he just didn't show up in the playoffs.
No, I mean, nobody did.
I agree with you.
Fantasy doesn't count the playoffs
it was always
either.
It was for some reason it was like his moniker.
Yeah, and
whether
I think
it was right or
was
wrong,
a big reason why he got drove
that.
out, like why he wanted to leave.
I don't disagree with you.
Marner, I think, is going to thrive. Like, number one, being in a place he wants to be in, I think is going to be good for his mental. And then, him and Jack Eichel are going to make beautiful music together. It's going to be fantastic for Marner.
They're going to have a fun time just being in Vegas and then also winning a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I'm still a fan of Marner. I think it's good for him that he got to go. I do.
Absolutely.
And I want to touch on
again,
something you said earlier. When you said they're going to try everybody, I think that's exactly right. Like, they're just going to keep throwing darts until something sticks on that right wing position. So yes, it might be Nyes it might be Michelli out of the gate, but even if he does like half point per game or kind of like even slightly better, they're still going to want to see what they have in McMahon, in whomever.
Yeah.
Like they're going to move guys around. They're going to find out. Utah Mammoth boys, a lot of moves. They acquired JJ Peterka
exciting.
from Buffalo for Josh Doan. Michael Kesselring signed Vitek Vanacek to a 1-year contract as Connor Ingram insurance. Jack McBain got paid. Nate Schmidt, Scott Perunovich, Brandon Tanev all signed with the Utah Mammoth. This Peterka, I think the thing we can talk about is Peterka gonna unseat Dylan Guenther? And for me, it's a hard no. So that's both at even strength on the power play. So Peterka's second line, second power play, I think for me in terms of deployment.
Second power play, you think?
That. I agree that Guenther is going to be on the top power play. Like he's already proven that he can hang, like for real.
I guess Schmaltz could be the guy that gets pushed. Cooley's not going anywhere. Again, face-offs is important. Schmaltz is also a face-off. He takes them. He doesn't win them, but he takes them.
Well, who else are you going to have do it? Again, like we always say, who else? Barrett Hayton? Yeah. No.
Well, it's just another one where I could see a 5 forward because Sergachev is fine and capable, but he's not like a power play specialist or anything.
Yeah, and playing with guys like Kucherov really helped his numbers the year he did.
Let's get Sean Durzi.
Nah,
get Sean Durzi.
Durzi some minutes?
No, I don't think so.
I'd like to see what it looks like. I'd like to see what it looks like.
I think Vejmelka gets some more starts. I don't think Vitek Vanacek is somebody who warrants 30, 40 starts just out of the gate. So I'd look for Vejmelka to keep chewing pucks. And Connor Ingram, NHL assistant program, like, if he comes back, then Vanacek is, mitigated to the minors, probably goes through waivers. Edmonton picks him up, and then he's, dead in the water. Or actually, he'll get paid. He'll get paid $5.5 million if he plays for Edmonton.
Their defense core is really good, actually. Looking at their 6 defensemen,
like Marino, they built.
Nate Schmidt, Ian Cole, they all play hockey. Like dude, they all play NHL hockey.
Fucking A. All right, keeping the lightning round moving. Vegas Golden Knights. We talked a little bit about Mitch Marner, and I hate
Vancouver next.
Is Vancouver next? Did I skip that one?
Yep.
All right, yeah, they re-signed Brock Besser, acquired Evander Kane. Kept it stable, and that's not something. I mean, Raj, even last we talked on the show, like Besser was a sure thing gone, right? And got a big old contract, got to stay, wanted to stay. It's gonna feel good. And we were talking about Evander Kane possibly taking that net front role on power play. I still think there's room for him on power play 1, but with Besser now it gets a little cloudier for Evander Kane's projections. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think when we were talking about that, I said the best move is to keep Besser, but they aren't going to do it because they're mentally suspicious. But then they kept him, which was excellent.
This doesn't look good as a team, man. I'm looking at your roster.
No, our team sucks. The issue is
down the middle. That's your problem.
There's no 2Cs. Our best center had 45 points last year. Our second best center has missed most games in his career for concussions. Our third best center doesn't even exist right now, and our fourth best center is Teddy Bluger. So we're in trouble. But I mean, top power play is Quinn Hughes, Pettersson, Jake DeBrusk, Brock Besser, and either Cheadle or Kane. So
gotta have
Kane. It's not a bad power play.
Your 3C looks like they just punched a keyboard.
Yeah. That's a 6-digit pin that they send you to confirm your email address.
He's another Wi-Fi. He's actually great. He was fantastic. He's very good. But it's Atu Ratu. Like that does not. Those two words, when you look at them, they shouldn't rhyme.
Yeah.
But they do.
No, I don't think.
But no,
I don't think Heedle's on that power play. I think it's Kane.
It's gotta be. I mean, the team is trouble. But the overall the vibe is probably some buy lows, like depending on the league you're in, right? Like depending on the league you're in, Elias Pettersson got 45 points last year.
He's going super
he's
late.
a great buy low. Yeah, he's a great buy low candidate though.
Thatcher Demko would be the next name I'd talk about, and he's been going pretty consistently in like the 12th round. And I want to know like what you're hearing in Vancouver. Your work with Sekros and Price keeps you pretty plugged in to the Vancouver scene. Like, is he? I know Lankinen is good and a bit of an anchor there, and probably warrants at least 40 games. But what are you hearing about Demko? Is he healthy enough to be game one starter? Is he going to pull some volume again?
Yes.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do volume. It's going to be like, which I think is ridiculous. Like,
he's so good.
He's so good, but you don't pay a guy $8.5 million to be a split starter. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
we always
then,
say
like,
follow the money.
Well, and like the thing that I've been saying the whole time is like, if Demko is an $8.5 million goalie, then you don't need a $5 million backup, and that's the problem with management.
They paid him after the whole injury stuff too, so it's
yes.
To me that like that kind of sparked confidence in his health.
Yeah,
like you know
they
if
believe
they're pay him that. Yeah,
they believe he's healthy, and I think like Demko will it'll probably be more like a 50. 32, I think is how the math. No, 34. Do we get the extra 2 games?
No,
this
next
year.
Next year.
Is that the year after?
Yeah,
okay.
26.
So yeah, but I think it'll be like, I mean, just if you ratio the money, I think that's pretty much how the starts are going to split.
Yep.
But as far as the team goes, I think Pettersson, if you're in a league where people go 45 points, he's going to be way more than that. Like he's probably going to be more closer to 80 ish. A guy who's actually like underrated on the Canucks is Jake DeBrusk because of all the BS that happened last year, and it was all Pettersson,
easy to fly under the radar in Vancouver.
Quinn Hughes, he had 28 goals, like, like 28 goals on a completely horseshit team. So if the team has anything going for it, he's gonna be probably a 30-goal guy.
He bangs around a little bit too.
Yeah. I don't know though. The team is like I have this all behind me here. There might be a retool around Christmas time. I might be asking for some different jerseys for Christmas. I don't know.
Get you some Seattle gear.
No, you know what? Since Utah looks exactly like 5-hole, maybe I'll just
they got our motif. All right,
Vegas. I like their jerseys actually.
I think it's
I really liked Utah Hockey Club. I thought it was just clean, but the mammoth, the logo, it's growing on me.
It's dope. I liked it from the start.
Vegas Golden Knights, boys. Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, Pavel Dorofeyev, top line. Left wing depth is brutal in Vegas. So we're going to see a lot of guys that jump to the top of streaming charts when we're talking about good weeks for Vegas and things like that. But I wonder, is Dorofeyev, he might not be draft worthy, but just based on playing on a line that just houses 200 points, easy.
Yeah, I love what you said there, by the way. Whoever that third spot is a guy that is worth a pickup. Just to see if it hits.
They're going to be a pickup, and I think there's going to be enough like consistent-ish points. Barbashev is another one, but I think Barbashev Hurdlestone is kind of solidified.
Cemented on the second line.
Dorofeyev, Dorfun Golf had 35.
It's Dorofeyev.
Holy fuck, dude! You just brought like so much back from my childhood with Dorfun Golf. Oh my god, VHS, dude! I was watching.
Was it Tim Conway? I think. But he scored more goals than anybody on this roster last year. So
yep. I think Jack Eichel reinvents himself because he already did that once, and he became more of a playmaker instead of a shoot first kind of guy. But then you have Mitch Marner, who's going to put up 80 assists, and Jack Eichel is going to have 45 goals.
Yeah, Mitch Marner is not going to. He's not going to skip a beat. Like he is not going to skip a beat. He is going to score just as many points, if not more.
Yeah.
Like
and I mean, we're talking about like Jack Eichel, like he's got to reinvent himself. He's going to come back, but I mean, he was in the 90-point range last year.
But
right?
he changed 94? the makeup of his points. Like his points were like he was always 4 shots a game and kind of like a 1-to-1 ratio split with goals and assists and kind of close to that range. But became a playmaker, and now
he gets to. He gets to be the new Austin, right? Like he gets to be the new Austin Matthews.
I think that's going to be awesome. I think Dorofeyev is going to kind of jump into the Matthew Nyes role from last year, where he's like bottom of your roster, but still good enough to like warrant holding on to, depending on the depth of your roster, the depth of your league. Their defense.
Like, I want to put money on Vegas to win the cup next year.
They're looking good. Jeremy Lauzon was an addition, but Alex Pietrangelo, straight up, could be done playing hockey forever. So this defense takes a bit of a hit. Nick Hague goes the other way in that trade that acquired Jeremy Lauzon. So I'm a little bit worried about Aiden Hill. And then who's their fucking backup? Because Ilya Samsonov, he hasn't signed anywhere yet. Akira Schmid, is he the backup now? Is Aiden Hill going to play 65 fucking games? Behind this brutal-ish defense, like Noah Hannafin's still somebody to write home about, but Pietrangelo is a huge loss. Nick Hague is a moving to Lauzon is a downgrade. It's not going to crater Aiden Hill's stats, but fatigue is definitely going to start to set in as the season goes on, and
Schmidt is a good backup though.
Yeah, and this is a roster fully equipped to outscore their problems. Problems deficiency with defense. I think.
Well, and with Vegas, their goalies don't last more than half a season ever. Anyways, how many goalies has Vegas run through in the last 5 years?
All of them. Yeah, lots.
They're probably gonna have 2 new goalies by the time they get to the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
Come on down, Alexander Georgiev.
Vegas can win the Stanley Cup with whoever as the goalie. By the way, Vegas has the 3rd best odds behind the Hurricanes and the Panthers.
Second best. Hurricanes aren't going to do shit.
Agreed.
Panthers.
Yeah, no,
I'd put.
I wonder if I can.
As well.
If I can make a bet that the Hurricanes are not going to win.
No.
Why? Because yeah,
3rd best odds not to win it. All right. I mean, these last 2 teams are pretty easy to breeze through. Washington Capitals, quiet offseason, re-signed Anthony Beauvillier, acquired Declan Chisholm for Chase Prisky, acquired Justin Sourdeef from the Panthers for some picks. Just, minor, small little housekeeping bits. Mangiapane walks in free agency, goes to Edmonton. Goalies did really well as a 50-50 split last year. They're not going to move away from that. I think any talking point is like, is Jacob Chikrin solidified as a power play 1 guy? Like, is John Carlson's season, is that done for? Kind of an old head, you know what I mean? So
end of an era kind of shit.
Yeah, and I think Chikrin is somebody that's like, you're not downgrading with that.
And then they ended up with the same amount of power play points last year-ish, but Chikrin is like, he had 20 goals, right? Like Chikrin is he's the new John Carlson
season for him, man. Like nobody's really talking about Chikrin, 20 goal scorer.
I wish Tom Wilson would score 60-something points again.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that, man. Like that was such an anomaly of a season. I know. There was so much magic around, breaking the record and
pushing for it to happen. Absolutely.
So I think
he had 30 plus goals himself, but
still gonna bang around. You get his points and stuff,
dude. Handsome as fuck.
Hell yeah. Winnipeg Jets. I think what we can talk about here, Velarde actually just signed today. Pretty big deal. I think it was in the 7s, term wise or money wise, and I think it was 6 years. Somebody correct me if I was mistaken on that. I think it was like times 7.1 or something. Pretty solid deal. The Velarde party is back, but Nikolai Ehlers walks in to Carolina.
Party.
That was the tweet they put out, the Velarde party. Mason Shaw signed to a 1-year contract. They got Gustav Nyquist. You know, Jesus.
I don't know, man.
It's hard to get excited about their offense. I think they have a like.
You think they have John? Like, I don't know. John Taves is their second center.
Yeah, there you go, Johnny
That's
Taves.
what I just said. It's hard to get excited about their offense. It just is.
Well, this does
from
feel
that
like
top line.
One of the first times they have, and you know, obviously speaking based on what 4 years ago, but this feels like the first time they've had a second line center. And you know, I'm giving Johnny Taves a lot of like credit that you know he hasn't paid those bills in 4 years or whatever it is while he's been doing ayahuasca and fucking Nepal or whatever he's doing.
Like it looks like
mental health for anybody.
They put their team together from 2014. They were like, we're going to draft the best team from 2014. And this is what they got.
Dustin Byfuglien in a fucking jersey. Make it happen.
Like, but whose Toes? Like, Toes is coming back from whatever he's been doing, but who's he like hanging his hat on here?
Nobody, dude.
Nyquist and
Perfetti, and even like the replacement
Niederreiter.
I follow like who are you really going to play with? So, you know, this is a very top heavy team. Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in drafts. Connor Hellebuck obviously going to be that guy. Josh Morrissey. They've got a lot of number ones at positions. Like Kyle Connor is a first or second round pick. Mark Scheifele's in the top 5 rounds. Connor Hellebuck is going to be 1-2 G. Like he's going off the board as one of the first goalies. Josh Morrissey is a beefy motherfucker when it comes to D.
Absolutely.
Power play points, and you know he's doing it. Neil Pionk provides value. So there's fantasy value here, but the drop off is so heavy. Like Winnipeg, when we talk about them in streaming weeks, it's like anybody that wasn't drafted on day 1 of the season is available, and you can get them because there's not guys that like you pick up and you hold on to. Velarde might have been that guy last year, but he's getting drafted this year, and you know that's kind of over. Johnny Taves, I think, is going to be flavor of the week anytime Winnipeg comes up. There's just not a lot of change, and like you guys are saying, like the offense isn't a ton to get excited about, but Ehlers leaving does create a vacancy that has to get backfilled from somewhere. And right now, Daily Faceoff has Cole Perfetti as that guy. And I think there is an opportunity there. It could be because if Perfetti falters, then you got Johnny Taves, you got Nyquist, you got Niederreiter that could be up on the top power play, and that provides some value. And then we get a pickup that could turn into a hold. So keep an eye out on that one.
A streamy team for sure.
Yeah, it's like the disparity between drafted and streamed, like huge. It's chasmic.
You are throwing out these 25 centers today.
Yeah, amazing things happen when I like.
Yeah, diving deep into the bag, kid.
Dude, so you know you watch Joe Rogan or any of these fucking DMT dudes that talk about like breaking through, and I'm there when it comes to sleep. Like I've broken the wall.
By the way, I don't think that Cole Perfetti is the answer. I do not think that at all.
I agree. But again, like how many times have we talked about this episode? Who else? Like it's not a good option, but
you hate that like way of thinking though.
Somebody's got to score.
No, this is not
somebody's got to score
situation. This is like
somebody's got to play.
Okay, you have 4 guys that are power play 1 guys, and then you have 9 guys that are power play 2 guys. Out of those 9 guys, one of them is going to be the best. And you have to have like you put 5 guys on the top power play unit, and then you got to
kind of looks like 9 of them are the worst. More than one of them's the best.
Maybe they go 2D boys. Maybe Neil Pionk is up there. Wouldn't that be fun? Neil Pionk's
I like Neil Pionk,
power play, dude.
I like Neil Pionk.
I'm all about it. All right, let's wrap this up, guys. It's midnight. I am dying audibly.
I have also
live on
been,
TV.
I've been trying to not
Well,
gone.
2-hour episode. Thank you guys for hanging out. That goes to you, Raj, and Zach, and everybody in the chat. We're at 89 viewers right now at midnight on a Saturday. So thanks all you nerds, you degens hanging out with us.
It's Friday though, by the way.
It's Friday for you. It's 12 o'clock and 24 seconds. So it's Saturday. Zach,
Saturday morning.
What's the best kind of being right?
Technically.
I'm technically right. It's Saturday, dude.
Technically
So
correct.
I'm technically right also.
All
Two
right.
things are existing at once right now.
Like I
As
said,
they say.
there needs to be
The
a tariff
DMV is
on your
kicking in.
time.
All right, let me cue the outro music and do my spiel. Yeah, check out 5hole FHFhockey.com, man. I've been taking a break making this beefy Google Sheets page, but one of the guys in the Discord was like, dude, you never talk about 5hole.com. So start doing that. Fun shit over there. I tried to throw one of those tools into the thing here with the WeGo charts. WeGo stands for what is going on.
Nice.
Check us out on Twitter, FHF Hockey. Check us out on the YouTube and join the Fantasy Hockey Discord. Doing a ton of mock drafts. We're giving out a bunch of the Dauber guides and stuff. Steven reached out to us and gave us a fucking hefty handful of these things. So hop in and get some of these guides. Hang out, engage. We love you. Have a good night. I'm going to go sleep for 14 hours. I can't even. My brother's baby shower is tomorrow. And
Love you.
bye.
Love you.
Philly is TJ Brunson's friend.
Fucking nerd.